Hey Trinity family, I mentioned to you a couple of weeks ago that our staff and session and diaconate had been working really hard to come up with a safe and wise plan for our return to in-person worship, and I'm really excited to announce that we will be doing that on Sunday, June 7th. We will have two services in person on that Sunday, one at 2 p.m. and one at 4 p.m., and we'll continue to make our services available online throughout this time. And there are plenty of details that will go into this plan, and we want to make sure you are aware of those details. And so there are two documents that we've put together for you. One is a one-page summary that gives an overview of the guidelines of our regathering, and then there is a more detailed frequently asked question sheet that will hopefully answer most of the questions that you no doubt have about the particulars of our plan to regather. But what I'd like to do now is to recognize a couple of things. One is that this is not going to feel like a normal worship service. It's going to be glorious in so many ways, but it's also going to be sad in a lot of others because it's not going to feel normal. And at the same time, there's something really beautiful in the fact that Jesus promises to meet his people when they gather to worship him. And so even in the midst of what will no doubt feel a little awkward, there will be missteps, things that we're just uncertain of, we can be confident that Jesus is with us in the midst of those things. I also want to recognize that it may be that as you read through these guidelines, that you are in a place where maybe you disagree with them because you think they're too stringent, or maybe you think they're not stringent enough, or maybe you're just in a place where you and your household are not yet ready to return to an in-person worship service. And we just want you to know, we totally understand. Please feel no obligation to attend. Like I said, we're going to continue to offer our worship services online, and we'll do that into the indefinite future right now. And then finally, I want to acknowledge that there are going to be differences of opinion here. And so one of the things I'd like to do is read some of what the Apostle Paul said to the church at Ephesus. This is Ephesians chapter 4, and here's what he called them to do. He urged them to live together with all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love, eager to maintain the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. And so what I'd ask you to do is to join us in praying that God would make us a community that would exhibit that kind of humility and gentleness and patience, even in the midst of disagreement and differing opinions. And that in all of this, we would seek to honor God, genuinely love one another, and also love our neighbors well. Again, we are so excited to gather again in person, and we look forward to seeing you soon. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or any of the elders. Thank you.